Okay, let's focus in on touching up some of what we've done. Of course, we've just recently kind of slapped a bunch of stuff together, not haphazardly, but because I do think this looks good. In fact, it almost looks like an old school Frank Miller illustration with the high contrast in here. But in terms of the cleanup, what we really need to do is kind of bring together this layer of shape with this one in a way that makes a bit more sense. I mean, things like that, and well, all over the place. There's just a little bit of touching up to be done. So that's what we're going to be looking at. And I think to start this off, what we should do is go into the first layer of our endoskeleton, or exo, I should say, and just go ahead and make these separate part symbols. Okay, so for example, let's pull the hand off and make this one symbol, make this a symbol. Let's make this a separate piece. In fact, I think this could probably even just be taken down a bit right now. And the reason I'm going to do this is because if I wanted any chance of animating this one day, even if it was just making this guy look like he's kind of breathing or something, I would want these all to be separate parts. And just in terms of the shading and things like that, they should be separate anyway. And you can see that I'm not really giving them specific names. That's possibly something for a later day anyway. Really, I just want to be able to break apart these from the main symbol that they're in. And there we go. Okay, so now if I were to select everything, hopefully I'm not seeing any fill artwork, and I can break it all apart. Okay, so this could come off if I wanted, and in fact, you know what, now that I'm looking at that, let's go ahead and just get rid of some of the stuff in the original endoskeleton that it's probably outdated now. Things like well, I already did that. I already deleted off the feed when the video is paused. There's another hand I could get rid of. Just stuff that if I did show through to it incidentally, I'd rather not see it actually. So, all right, now in terms of the cleanup, we've got a lot of places. Like for example, this is one. Let's jump inside of here and just make it so we do stuff like this. And I would probably go ahead and break apart that shape and give it its actual color. Okay, because before I was just tinting those. So that's going to be a good idea to start doing that as well. That might take a little bit of extra work, and probably is not the most fun thing to watch me do, but I will be doing that. Let's go ahead and take this part and bring it up here. In fact, just looking at this shape, I think we could stand to put a little bit more in right now. Let's go ahead and just take a yellow square. We'll bring it to about here. Yeah, let's do something like that. There we go, just a little something that kind of translates maybe some more muscle or something like that on the side of them. Okay, make it into a symbol itself. Let's see how that works over here. On this side, let's break it apart a little bit, and let's make it so that we're seeing a little less surface on the top. And I'll just color that a little bit differently so we kind of get the idea of what it is. In fact, I could probably reverse those two colors, couldn't I? Okay. And where to next? Let's go pick on this shape. Oh, that's a weird one. And again, what I'll do is I'll actually take both of these. Nope, that won't work. I'll break apart this one first, make it into a different color, and then I'll take that shape. So I've got them both together now, and I'll just make them into one symbol, and just put that back where it was. Still use a little touch up here. There we go. Okay. Let's view this as wireframe, and what I'll do is I'll just maybe give the subtlest of outlines around this line, around this shape. I'm like personally, I'm a kind of a thick outline guy when I draw things. I don't want to say the thicker the better, because that's not always true, but I do like a little line weight around things, and this is a bit different for me to have, you know, just a yellow shape going out onto the blue surface here without some sort of line around it at all. And I'm doing my best to fight the urge to kind of outline everything. And I mean, that in itself is it's just a style choice. You could easily do lines around all of these and it would look really cool. But to make things as realistic as possible, you know, you don't look at your arm, you don't have a big black outline around it, you know. So we'll see what kind of happy medium we come across in the end. And let's see. I mean, some of what's helping me cope with that is right now this the high contrast in this illustration. There we go. Well, at least on this side, got a lot of, you know, black space. And of course, we'll do a lot more detail inside of all these. And have plenty of opportunity to draw things like lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down. So there we go. Let's come over this way. I'm going to go ahead and break apart this shape and just give it a real color to it. And obviously, too, we're going to tone down the high contrast eventually, because we're going to, you know, extrude a lot of these shapes and things like that, and actually fill in the other side of a lot of those planes. All right, I guess we'll do the same thing over here now. Let's go ahead and view it as an outline again. Probably get rid of that. Let's take this over here. Make that a little bit sharper. Not sure what's going on with this. And let me just pull out on this and see. Not sure what shape. I guess I was kind of doing something like that, but yeah, I think having it face that way is a little better. Okay, we'll do the same thing over here. Just gonna view it as an outline. Suppose there's not too much to be done with this one, other than maybe figuring out exactly what's going to happen over kind of on this side. Oh, pull that down. I'm being a little non-committal about the hands at this point. Not sure exactly how I want to do those, so we'll leave them unshaded for the moment. And these little guys, kind of unsure about them too. I don't know. I definitely think they need a little bit more detail. Even some stuff just like what I just did there could help them out a lot. But while they're still in the illustration, might as well embellish them a little bit. Just to see. You don't pay by the vector change, do you? There's no upcharge to your Creative Cloud membership by the number of vector pulls you make. Not yet. Don't want to give Adobe any ideas though, so I'll stop coming up with brilliant ways to make more money off of us perfectionists. Okay, let's work our way down the leg. And what's going on with this guy? Could we even remove that? We probably could, and then just deal with that shape when we extrude out parts from these over here. And I guess that's maybe also true on that side as well. I just don't want to forget about doing that, so maybe I'll leave that one in there. And the boot, the old boot over here. This I think we could worry about a little bit more too when we just start putting planes on the side of that. So definitely a little sloppy over here. I suppose we could kind of fix a little bit of that. You know, I think, well, I guess I'll just leave it as is. Yeah, I think what I want to do is kind of accentuate this fold down. I guess now in total we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little kind of frontal planes on this boot. And what I'll do here is I'll just kind of mock up where I think these other planes might go down to. So maybe one going here, one kind of stretches out over here, a little bit of a calf. And that could probably just fall flat. And obviously we've got our work cut out for us over there as well. Let's see. And I think again though with this one I'll just kind of have to deal with it when I come to really finessing these boots. I'm going to convert that to a fill and then just delete it. So I'm just going to pull that in so I don't even think about it for now. Let's see, is that that one? It kind of comes closer together right there, doesn't it? Okay, not the easiest thing to figure out, but I think something like that. Okay, what are we left with touch-up wise here? I think we did yeah, I think this is a good job. The next step is definitely to go and you know, break apart these primary planes and go ahead and fill them in with whatever color you kind of have here as your temp anyway, and make them their own entity. And also that'll, if you break apart each one of them, that'll help us out too, just in terms of well, if you make a change to one of them, like, see, you got that little problem happening. Not a problem, it's always to your advantage, but just something to consider now. To kind of pay the price for using the same symbol over and over again, but I think it's a good one. Okay, so we'll be back with more in the next video.